morning everybody. I welcome you all to the literature class. In today's literature class, we are going to start with a new lesson, lesson number 9. And the name of the lesson is Dusk. Firstly, what we are going to see in this, we are going to understand about the writer of this or the author of the story. He is H.H. Munro. And in the description on page number 89, you are going to see that it is given that his pen name was Saki. He used to write short stories and whatever things he used to write, like plays also he has written. All those he used to write with the name of his, like his pen name, with his pen name, that is Saki. He was Scottish journalist and writer. He is also known for his witty stories which were set in the early 20th century and poked fun at society. Now it says that he used to write witty stories. Now what is the meaning of witty stories? It means the words used in a clever way and that they have some fun in it in a way so that it can be funny. When readers will read, they will understand that it is funny, some fun is there in that. He used to write that sort of stories. And then it says that he was considered as a master of the short stories. He was compared to O. Henry and he was also compared with Dorothy Parker. These are the famous writers with whom he was compared with. And we will come to know in the story that why he was known as master of the short stories. How nicely he has written this and constructed the story we are going to see today. Now, as the name of the lesson is Dusk, firstly we are going to understand what time of the day is known as dusk. Let's see. First meaning there. A time of the day when there is almost no light but it is still not dark. When it is almost evening. One part of the day is dawn and another is dusk. Dawn is the time when you can say early in the morning when you cannot see sun, but the part when it is about to have morning, means it is the beginning of morning, that time when you have little darkness and little light around, that part you can say that is dawn. Now what is dusk? It is an evening time you can say, and where there is almost no light or no visibility, but it is not very dark. Okay, so that part is known as dusk. And there is a great relation between this word dusk and the story. Now we are going to begin with our story. Norman Godsway is one character in the story, sat on a park bench on an early March evening. What is the time of the day? We have come to know. I have told you it is dusk time. The chapter is based on this. And here it says that Norman Godsway is one character who is a very main character in the story, and he is sitting where? On a park bench. He is somewhere in the park sitting on the bench. And what is the month? It is almost an early March evening. Early March. It can be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 8th, means starting days of March. It was 30 minutes past 6 and dusk had fallen heavy. Now 30 minutes past 6 means almost 6:30. Nowadays you can see that 6:30 is almost very dark, but in the summertime here we could experience that it is not very dark. You can even observe the things at that time. And it says that dusk had fallen Dusk means that darkness has started falling. And the roads and the sidewalks bore a long of emptiness, occupied only by silent figures that moved through the half light or sat quietly on chairs and benches so that they melted into the shadows in which they sat. What is the meaning of sidewalks? Footpaths which we can observe when we walk along the road. We can observe some part of the road and the side of it is meant only for walking. Means whoever is walking, they can walk on that. That is why they are known as sidewalks. And what happened here? The roads and sidewalks bore a long look of emptiness. Look of emptiness, why? Means the people were not there, only it was occupied by silent figures at that part of the day. Because of that they are there. They have come there to experience or to feel that sadness in them, and they even wanted nobody to look at them. Nobody to make out by their faces or by their body language that they are sad. And that is why they are there at that point of day. And it says that so that they melted into the shadows. Now what is the meaning of melted into the shadows? It says they sat on still in the darkness that one couldn't see them. See, I have told you, they are so still, they are so silent, and even they do not want anybody to notice them that they are there, and their expressions, their feelings, they do not want to express to anybody around there. Then it says that dusk to God's mind was the hour of defeat. According to Godspeed, he says, according to me, although dusk is what I have told you just now, but what is the meaning of dusk? According to Godspeed, he says it means that it is a part of a day where only the defeated people can be seen. Defeated people in what? In what sense? Defeated people means defeated in life or neglected in the life, not cared for. The people who are not taken proper care by their relatives or friends or whatever, family members, they are known as defeated people, or they have lost something or something of that kind for which they are sad. He sympathized with them, men and women who fought and lost in life's battle, who came forth in the gloomy hour of dusk, when their shabby clothes and unhappy eyes might pass unnoticed. And it says that I feel, who is I here? Cosby says that I feel so sympathized with them. I have a feeling of sympathy for them, that how sad it is for them that they are not noticed by the people, or not loved by, or not cared by the people. And he indicates that all the people, whether it is men or women, he says that all that is lost in life's battle. They wanted something and they couldn't achieve that thing or the success, or they couldn't taste the success because of which they are sad. He is not knowing exact reason why, what, because there are many people. Every person would be having some other reason for sadness. One would have the reason like neglected in the family. Other may have the reason, it can be that he has lost something or she has lost something, and like that we may have several reasons for sadness. And he says that I am really very sad, and I think in this gloomy hour of dusk, in the saddest part of the day, I feel that people are gathering here just to hide their face and hide their sadness from each other. And he also says when their shabby clothes, and he expresses that shabby clothes, the meaning of shabby clothes is given clothes which are not properly cared for. Definitely, if people will not care for you, definitely your clothes, they will not care for anything which you possess, which belongs to you, whether it is your clothes or your things or your belongings, no matter, whatever things belong belongs to you, definitely they will not care of that. And here it says that they are wearing shabby clothes, dirty clothes, not properly cared for. And he says that, and unhappy eyes might pass unnoticed. And they have come here so that shabby things people cannot see, those empty eyes or those sad eyes people cannot see or observe. And just beyond, on the other side of where he sat, where rows of windows from which shone bright light that cut through the darkness of the evening, forcing it away. And it says, and from where he sat, he could even observe some light coming through the windows. And then he says that from which shone bright lights that cut through the darkness. And some light is coming from those windows, and he says that those lights are coming and making the area a bit brighter. And he says, and he feels that bright area or that part from where the light is coming, people are there who are happy. Those people are staying there who are not defeated in their life, or they are cared for, or they are very happy or successful people, he says. Thus did God's mind imagine that these things are as he sat on that bench in the near deserted sidewalks. And he says that and will defeat through life struggles. And he says that those people are there from where the lights are coming, they are not defeated by the struggles of life. Sometimes if we are facing struggle, or if we are feeling problems in the life, we feel very low. At that point of time, we people are also behaving in the manner like the people are the old people or the people who are coming in the dusk time to sit on the benches and who spend their time. We behave in the same manner. But he says the lights are coming from the windows. That means the people are there of such kind who have never seen or tasted the defeat in the life or unsuccess. They are not known as unsuccessful people, but they are known as successful people. And here it says, from the near deserted sidewalks, he can imagine and think all these. This is the imagination of Norman Godspeed, who is there in the park and observing and thinking about all these things. Second paragraph says, on the bench by his side sat an elderly gentleman with drooping shoulders. Now, another person is indicated particularly to you. It is some elderly gentleman. Elderly means an old fellow with a drooping shoulders. Drooping shoulders, well, you must have seen, if you have observed an old fellow, then you would have seen that their shoulders are drooping, means bent little forward. Bent little forward, because they are weak. They are not strong as we young people are. So you can say, and by that gesture you can make out that the fellow is not very happy with something, but he is having some problem. But there was a certain daring in his face. But when you will look at the face of that old fellow, you can make out that something is there, that he is very confident, he is daring. But his clothes were not shabby, and even the clothes were not shabby like the other people had. One would not expect him to wear a carnation in his buttonhole. What is the meaning of carnation? It's a sort of flower. It is given in your 89 page in the word meaning under that. Carnation is as a flower, and that was pinned through the buttonhole. You must have seen that buttonhole there in the coat, on the coat here, in which we can even put some flowers in it. On the collars of stylish and fashionable gentlemen in the 19th and 20th century. That was the fashion of 19th and 20th century, that people used to put carnation flower in their buttonhole. As he rose to go, and as he rose means as he stood up to go, that old man stood up to go, Cosby imagined. Now Cosby started imagining about him also. What he thinks? Him returning to a motorcycle circle where nobody cared for him. And he says that now he is going to maybe to his family or friends where nobody is least bothered about him at all. Nobody is there to care for him. He may be going to that certain place. He got up and walked away. And that fellow walked up and went away from there. Then after that, what happened? His figure vanished slowly into the shadows and went away and gone. His place on the bench was soon taken by a moonlight. but with a sour look on his face. Means the face was not pleasant. That old fellow had that look, that good look on his face, and he was very daring also. But this young fellow is having very unpleasant look. He uttered an angry grunt as he flung himself into the sea. As he sat, he uttered something. As he sat into the seat, while sitting, he took out some grunt sound, means some angry sound, you can say, a low sound, specially made when you are annoyed with something or when you are angry with something. And as he flung, now flung is what? It is an expression to show that somebody thrust himself into the seat, or carelessly he sat onto the seat. You don't seem to be in a good temper, said Gosby. Now Gosby started talking to him, and he said that you have like you are not looking happy, or you are annoyed with something. There is something with you that is not good or correct. It means that he wanted to talk to that fellow and wanted to know the reason for his anger, or the way he sat, for that he wanted to know the reason for this. The young man turned to him and said, now the young man started talking to him and he said, you wouldn't be in a good temper if you are in the fix I have done the silliest thing ever in my life. Now in the fifth para it says, now he says the young fellow turned and told Goldsby that if it would be you in my position, then you would be also behaving in the same way, because I am in such a fix, means I am in such a difficult situation, that because of which I am behaving in this manner. And then what have you done? Asked Goldsby. Now Goldsby now has started that curiosity in him, that now he wanted to know the reason that why he says that he is in difficult situation. Children, that's all for today. Further we are going to see exactly what problem is there with the young fellow and why he says that he is in the great problem. Revise this much. Thank you and